Buongiorno, everyone. Welcome back to the Magpie Channel podcast. As you can see,
what's happening?
What is this?
What's that?
Right in front of us. And what's all that behind us? Well, if it wasn't written there enough for you, that is the Alan Shearer Foundation Brew, brought to you by Anarchy Brewery. Yes, the brand new beer available tomorrow morning from Phoenix exclusively for a week, and then it will be everywhere across the UK. Wide delivery, and then loads of different retailers, bars, pubs, you name it, they will be stocking it. But if you want to get your hands on it, you can hit the link in the description to get it. And also, like I say, get down to Phoenix tomorrow morning, nice and early doors, to get your hands on some of the cans. Kegs just poured it. There it is.
Lovely now,
will you taste test from you, Keg? Little taste test on that?
You've already had a sample of
yours. I've already enjoyed one. Thank you. It's been here a while. Been here early. So, meeting done. Beer drank.
That is a lovely pale ale.
It is easy to drink as well.
It is, yeah,
it's a nice, easy one. It's a light one. It's refreshing. Shearer approved it. Keep your eyes on Anarchy Brewery's social media pages tomorrow morning, where they had Big Al himself in the brewery, pouring pints, drinking pints, enjoying himself. And obviously, a big part of this is the donation. Oh, look at that. Right on the back. That's quite nice, actually. Maybe we should just do that the whole podcast.
Do you prefer it that way?
That's good. Nice thing. I'm with Shearer.
It's nice, isn't it?
Nice that, yeah, great that. Right. There we go. So, as I was saying, a big part of this is obviously a donation towards Alan Shearer's foundation, and that's why the legend himself is also very gladly involved with the cause. And 50p from every can does go towards Shearer's foundation, an amazing place here in Newcastle that does incredible work for families and children that are in need of it. So, yeah, you can enjoy a nice beer, and it goes towards a great donation as well. And yeah, like I say, Alan was here the other week, enjoying himself around the brewery. Shame we couldn't make it night, isn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be nice. Fancy it, Alan?
Shame he wasn't a little bit late the other week when we came and all.
Aye.
The guys were like, Shearer's just left. Like, sound cheers.
Great. Thanks for the heads up on that one. So
a little bit earlier, but never mind.
There is going to be a
cask, wasn't
he? He was, the cast that we might have. Bit of a sneak peek, actually.
We've had it on for the past few weeks.
It's in the background of the video.
The number 9. If you go back to previous podcasts, the number 9 on the tanker behind her, there is a little squiggle on the bottom of the 9, and that is Shearer's signature.
And you can see it all of Shearer's videos of him being here at the brewery and stuff on our Nike socials in the morning, and we'll be able to share them as well once that's out there tomorrow for you all to see. And there is going to be a foundation night here at the brewery in December. We'll reveal more details about that later towards the time, and there will be local singers, and maybe, just maybe, Shearer, even better, the big man himself will hopefully maybe be here, depending on his schedule. That's not confirmed yet, but hopefully he can, and hopefully we'll get him on the channel once again. Obviously, he's been on a few times already, so it'd be nice to welcome him back again as well. I'm sure he will at some point, but he has got it on, hasn't he?
A little bit. He's
got his own podcast, unfortunately.
A bit of a busy bee these days. Got his own foundation and stuff. So,
an
easy man to get a hold of.
And he enjoys. He should be able to enjoy his time off as well. A bit of golf and all that, since he just had a big old playing career, smashing in goals for the Toons. So we'll let him off. We'll let him off on that one. We've got loads to get through this evening, people. So thanks for joining me. Cheers for listening back. If you are on the old audio platforms, the podcast is everywhere. So if you're not watching live, you can catch up on Spotify, Google, Apple, all the rest of it. And there is plenty to get through. Big Champions League game tomorrow night for Newcastle at home to Benfica. Eddie Howe just done his press conference there in the last hour or so. Nick Pope joined him as well. And we'll look forward to that, and obviously go over the Brighton game from the weekend just gone there. So there is actually some breaking news to discuss before we get into that, though, Keg. On the women's side of things, we were at the women's game yesterday. The narrow defeat on Pens.
Good game to be fair.
Man City, who are second in the Women's Super League. We played them
in the WSL, we're 9th in the second
WSL tier. 2. And because we're 9th, and because of a bit of a hit and miss start of the season, unfortunately, Becky Langley has just been sacked.
Yes, I think
breaking news
parted
there.
Ways, head coach Becky Langley and the women's head coach there, but yesterday was a good result as well, to be fair. Like second in the league in the WSL, Man City, and then so us 9th in the WSL 2. Went 1-0 up, a cracking goal. If you haven't seen the highlights on Instagram and stuff, brilliant goal to put us 1-0 up. Ended up 3-1 down. And then late on, pulled it back 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
So I good 3-3. I mean, if that was in the WSL, that would have been a cracking result.
Would have, I would have took
Then,
that.
ended up losing 7-6 on penalties. But we've had a good transfer window as well. Brought in a lot of recruits. So 9th place isn't a very good reflection, to be fair. So, yeah, unfortunately, Becky Langley has been relieved of her duties.
And credit to Becky, amazing job she's done from when we first started following the lasses.
Triple promotion,
I mean, the come up from them, from the club, the relationship she's had with the fans, with the players, past and present. Obviously, with Staveley back then.
Support of Staveley and Murdad, yeah.
But listen, this business, the club are trying to push forward. They're at the Gateshead Stadium now, and they did, invest a lot, and there has been lots of changes. So, unfortunately for Becky, and they see that changes fit there now. So, interesting to see who they get in, but well done to Becky, and wish her all the best in the future.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Woltemade Wildy deserved the result at Brighton. That's where we're going to head there now, okay? The Amex, where Newcastle never seemed to win, so I wasn't surprised.
Not at all.
You know what I mean?
Not at all. To be fair, when we equalised fairly late on, what minute was the goal in? It was quite
74?
Something like that. I was thinking, this is going to be it. We're getting the 1-1. This is the result. Always is the result. 1-1. Love a 1-1 at the Amex. Or a 0-0.
I would have loved it, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I would have took... I think that was my prediction before the game, just because of our lack of success there and the inundated number of draws over the past few years. I was thinking, it's got 1-1 again, all over it. So yeah, when we got that equaliser, I was thinking, that's it. That's the result. If anything, I thought we would have been the team to push on and got the winner.
Aye.
But obviously we weren't.
We weren't. No, we weren't.
It was the other way around, in fact. Yeah.
But Woltemade, well, let's start with the positives. And the positive is that is a world-class finish.
Yeah, absolutely. Unbelievable.
It does deserve. It's a shame that won't be remembered that much because...
Yeah, we lost the game. It meant nothing in the end.
It meant absolutely nothing. Great strike, great finish. Skill. Really, really skillful instinct, which is promising. It obviously gives you plenty of hope that it won't be the last of a silky finish like that from the big German. But
in fairness, it is. I've just thought that's his second backheel flick goal for the club already.
When was the first one?
Union SG.
Union SG, aye.
I
didn't mean it.
It definitely didn't.
Yeah, he meant it. I knew exactly what he was doing.
Two little cheeky backheel flicks. But everyone, I think he keeps people keep forgetting and are continually surprised by how good he is with his feet. Because people think he's like a 6'6" target man. He's just going to be a lump it up long and he's going to head it in. Like his first 2 goals for the clubs were headers. So everyone thought, that's just his game. He's just a big lump where we're just going to whack it into and he's just going to get his bonce on it. But he's far, far from that. We've seen he loves dropping deep and collecting the ball, linking up play. He's a brilliant footballer with his feet. And these 2 flick-ons, especially this one, like you say, a lot of people think that he might not have meant the flick-on from Tonali's shot against Union SG. I 100% believe he meant that wholeheartedly. But that one against Brighton, no fluke at all.
Amazing.
Brilliant little piece of skill there.
I'm gutted that it didn't get a result for Newcastle, obviously, but hopefully it gets him a little result. Hopefully he gets a goal of the month or something for that one. Yeah. It's in the hunt once again for it. But let's focus on the obvious negatives, unfortunately, since we got beat.
There's more of them, I suppose.
There's more. Well, is there any more positives? Because I haven't got any written down. So if you've got any more, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
Negatives, I don't think it's swiftly on it because there isn't even the positives we've been plucking out the last few weeks. Or might not have been getting results. It's Chow and Botman look good.
Yeah.
This looks good. There's probably Chow and Botman didn't look good.
Wasn't
it really? They didn't look the best. We'll get into that in a minute. The defense, but we'll start off in the midfield. The midfield that was again unchanged, and it was Tonali, Bruno, Joelinton, despite all the travelling from the Brazilians, the in-flight emergencies, the turnarounds, the going back, all the travelling, the late night games over in Asia and everything. So that was a bit of an eye-opener. You thought maybe he would have rotated there. We know Ramsey's fit now. Willock, he's out the York maze. He's all right. You got Louis Maley biting at the chance to try and make an impact. He did. He got the assist, to be fair, for Woltemade. So that was tidy. But as well, Bruno with the assist to Maley, if you want to call it that. It was good play. Really good play for the goal. But that midfield did look very tired. Obviously, Joelinton got hooked. Tonali a little bit later on, and Tonali's missed training today. He's got the flu. He's got a bug called Eddie Howe, but he's touch and go for tomorrow. Didn't train today, and maybe we'll discuss that in the Benfica preview later on. But did Eddie get that one wrong then with the defence? Should he have reshuffled the pack?
In midfield?
I
think the only thing that I was surprised to see in the starting 11 when it came out was Joelinton. Obviously, him and Bruno have obviously had the same mileage put in, which continually infuriates me, these international breaks. Like, it's bad enough people are playing for England. Like, I hate people playing for England. I can't stand it. Bad enough that they're going to Europe, like you've got like your Tonali's and whatnot playing for Italy, but going outside of Europe, man, going like
pre-season tour,
like North America, South America, Asia, Africa, wherever it is, it's far too fucking far. Like, it's ridiculous to have this mid-season. It's like, coming back like midway through the week, all the way over there. It's a long way, man. Like, jet lag kicks in. You've got that to think about. And like getting back, trying to play 90 minutes on the weekend after just playing 2 games in whatever bloody continent they were on. Like, it's absolutely insane. And with Joe Linton, he supposedly came back with, what was it a thigh strain? He had some sort of injury.
Yeah, groin or thigh strain.
Yeah, I can't remember what the injury was. But yeah, he's doubtful. It was mentioned that he's touch and go for the game. So yeah, with all the travel, with playing for his country, all them thousands of miles away, and with an injury, you would have thought, that's no chance he's going to play.
No chance.
But he did. So yeah, that's the only one I'm a little bit surprised at. I mean, I think Bruno could probably play 90 minutes every single day of the week, no matter what continent he's on. He could play. He could play in every single different continent during the week.
Yeah, he somehow looks fitter in the second half.
He's an absolute animal, Bruno. He's a one-off, but yeah, Joe Linton carrying the injury that we knew of was a bit mental. When, like you say, Miley's doing all right at the minute. We've got Joe Willock and Jacob Ramsey's back available now as well. Like, there was no need to start Joe Linton.
No, there wasn't.
And I get that. That's why I think it's a bit we had to say that he got it wrong, because on like, not even just on paper, but in stone, cold hard fact. They're our best midfield 3, and they're one of the best midfield 3 in the world, as far as I'm concerned.
In the world. Jeremy Clarkson.
So
top tier.
So yeah, like that's why I say, like, I don't think he got it wrong necessarily on paper, but there was definitely room for rotation. And not to disrespect Brighton, because obviously the people, but they haven't started the season off well. And like I say, it's not like we're playing like Barcelona or Man City or anything like that. So like it is Brighton at the Amex. So we could have rotated. We didn't need to play Joe Linton in that game. So yeah, that's why I felt like it was a bit iffy, the starting lineup for me. Like, that should have been maybe a little bit of rotation coming off the international break.
Who would you have took Joe Linton out for then?
I don't know. I think the logical one for me probably would have been Joe Willock. And I know he hasn't played well probably in about a year, to be honest with you.
Minimum.
He's better off doing up mazes than that.
Well, he's not, actually gets lost.
But yeah, with Ramsey not having much game time, obviously he's been injured for a few weeks. I think Joe Willock is usually that kind of replacement for Joe Linton on the left-hand side of the midfield. It's a bit of a like-for-like replacement. Miley's maybe not his best on the left. So we might have had to reshuffle the pack if it was to be Miley. So yeah, that's just why I think Joe Willock might have made slightly more sense than them two to start the game. But look, either way,
Miley as well.
We should have rotated somehow. Whoever it was, I don't really care. But it shouldn't really have been Joe Linton for that very specific game, coming off of the injury, coming off of international break.
Do you think there's a case further down the line for Ramsey trying to stake a starting lineup spot, because he's brought in for big money, decent money, 40, 45 mil. He's young enough. You hope that he can stay fit enough. Yeah, you'll want to be in. He's played in big games for Villa. He played in the Champions League last year for them. So could he play tomorrow night? Is that something Newcastle could look at because of what he may have to for?
Well, there is a little bit of rotation, because like you said, Joe Linton did get hooked. Like, you don't know if that was because of the injury that he suffered or a bit of fatigue from his international duties. But yeah, with Tonali's bug, he's going to be probably a game time decision. Don't know how he's going to play. So there might be 2 opportunities to rotate there. So you might see a midfield of Bruno, Miley, and Ramsey. That might be a midfield 3 or Joe Willock. You don't know. But it obviously depends on the fitness and availability of both of Joe Linton and Tonali. But I think one way or another, that's got to be some sort of rotation.
Yeah, it does. It's a matter. It annoyed me when I seen that lineup. Like, it give us less confidence.
Yeah, unchanged. I mean, we've been playing well, so it shouldn't give you less confidence because of like how well that 11 have played over the past few games. But yeah, I was surprised to see no changes. Yeah, I really did think that we needed to rotate.
We did play well in the previous games, but it was just the circumstances of the mega long travel and troubles of the Brazilian players out in Asia. When Eddie said the day before that, oh yeah, Joe Linton's a doubt and all that, we think he's going to be okay, but he's got an issue. I just think, why bother?
Even hold him on for the last 20 minutes if you feel like it's needed. To be fair, we could have done with him.
Exactly. Take the lead, but then bring him on.
Well, yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. Yeah, just kind of sticking to what he knows instead of like risking it and rotating. which I feel like could have benefited with. Yeah,
I could have, but we didn't. It'll be interesting to see what that lineup is tomorrow night. Obviously, depends on Tonali as
it's
well.
Gonna be an interesting one,
Yeah,
like,
it is.
Yeah.
It'll be unchanged.
Probably.
No doubt. Unchanged Benfica, unchanged Fulham.
Tonali's just been shitting through the eye of a needle in the dressing room, but I get it. That's
Get the Pepto Bismol, Sandro. You'll be all right, son. Get him in there. But I'll talk about the other games towards the end of the show. We'll look at that defence now, then, that we said we've been so positive about lately, and rightly so. Chow and Botman have been class, looking really good, but they were far from that against Brighton. The gaps in the defence.
School.
You know, we've got two young, strong, athletic, technical centre backs there, and you've got 40-year-old Danny Welbeck just walking through the Zimmer frame, smashing it in. You know what I mean? He doesn't even have to break a sweat because he can't. But he's doing it again, Danny.
He loves a goal against the Toon, former Mackham.
Bloody Welbeck, man. There was even calls from him in the mainstream media I've seen yesterday and today for him to be in the England squad. Because they said, Harry Kane, you know, he's the only one there. There's no one else. There's not good backup options. Obviously, Tony's getting shunned because he's in Saudi. Watkins played lately. He scored for England last week. Solanke's been injured. I suppose there isn't a great deal in number 9s, but a bit mad, isn't it? Bit mad.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of them that you've just mentioned are probably better than Danny Welbeck. Let's be honest. Like, how old, like, actually is he? Like, it feels like he's about 49.
I feel
like he's probably only got to be about 30.
I've been playing him on FIFA since I was like 6. So he feels like, I think he's 34, you know.
About 33, 34, right? He's probably not as old as we think he is, but yeah, it does feel like he's been
34. 34. He's 35 in November.
Wow. Jesus.
Do you know how it is? You all take him and he's a Macman and all that, but fair play to him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, at that age, like, he's done well because after his stint at Man United, where did he go? Did he go straight to Brighton from Man United?
No, he went to Sunderland, didn't he?
But was that not on loan when he was at Man United?
Was it?
I can't remember, to be honest. It was so many years ago.
Decades ago. But
years ago.
He rolled back the years anyways, as he always does. Scored against us last season, every season. But the point I'm trying to get was how I don't want to say a concern, but just like how easy it was for him from that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was like a communication error or maybe one of them just thought the other one was picking it up. But that gap between Chow and Botman, who, as you said, have formed a formidable partnership over the past few weeks. Like, they've been absolutely great. It's nice to see such like a young partnership come together. Like, we've spent good money on them. I think Botman especially, because we signed him ages ago and he was meant to be our huge thing. He was meant to be one of these kind of big dogs along with your like Bruno's, your Tonali's, your Gordon's, Isaac, or his name in there. Like, these were meant to be all like cornerstone figures for the next 10 years. But injuries have hampered him, and even when he's been available, he's been getting outplayed by 33, 34-year-old Dan Burn. But yeah, it's great to see him come back, especially in new signing, looking like he's paid off well in Malik Chow. That partnership's been brilliant. But yeah, that gap that they left and just let 34-year-old Danny Welbeck just sail through the middle of them. Neither one of them kind of had him. Neither one of them like closed in. Like the gap, you can't do that in the Premier League, man. You're going to get exposed. Like, imagine if it was Haaland or something like that. Fucking hell.
Especially on his form at the minute.
Aye.
Yeah, would have ripped one.
Yeah, they had to do better there. Like I say, it might have just been a communication blip, or one of them kind of was relying on the other one when neither one of them helped out. So I don't know what it was, but it wasn't good enough. I certainly know that.
No, and that midfield got to take blame as well, though. They did walk through the midfield far too easily to set up Danny Welbeck. So maybe it's the international break. You know what I mean? It's a bit of tiredness, being lethargic after the international break. Is a bit slow with it.
Possibly.
Yeah, maybe the freshening things up even there for the Champions League match or the league next weekend. But yeah, that shows the depth and what you need to do really. When even though they've been on fire, and the bad thing is, Chow and Botman didn't even go on international duty.
No, they didn't.
I mean, they're somehow still not getting picked for the country. But
Chow not getting Germany is quite mad. Like.
It is mad, like, because it's not like Germany are like on a madness at the minute. They rely so much on Woltemade, who got his first goal for them. He's their only real striker now as well, with Havertz being out. It's not the Germany team of old way. Look around, they've got world-class players in every single position.
Like 2010, 2008.
They've got everyone.
Absolutely outstanding.
But yeah, so maybe it's a matter of time before Chow gets in, surely. But yeah, hopefully they recover and get back to the best.
Hopefully he doesn't.
Yeah, hope he doesn't, because he probably get really injured. Yeah, but Chow and Botman, not at it. The defense wasn't at it. The gaps were there. It was poor. It was slow. Midfield as well. But yeah, hit the likes, people. It's free to do so. See his KK. He was a score. Got a super chat here from G, who looks like he's a Liverpool fan there with the Isaac picture. Surprised you managed to get one of them celebrating, mate. To be honest with you. Who was that against? Oh, Southampton in the Cup.
All right.
Fair
Well done.
that, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Crap. Matty, you're still below Sunderland and Man United. Isak will be okay. I don't know if you've seen it. I put that clip out from the Big Six last night. It's been a bit mad. All the Liverpool fans rattled as usual.
Yeah,
and
of course, yeah.
the rest of them, when I said he wouldn't do that well at Liverpool, I said he'll hamper Ekitike, and the balance isn't right. They should focus on saying defenders.
Yeah. I think it was a spot on evaluation. I think we've all probably thought it. Like, we've been saying that.
Oh, Liverpool fans and even Arsenal. He's got to walk the league now. They're saying Isak's game over. Isak looks like a different player now, doesn't he?
On paper, it should have worked out like that. But yeah, I think him and Ekitike are just far too similar, and I think they really were greedy. I think they needed one or the other. I think they either got Ekitike and should have held off.
Yeah,
with them selling Darwin Núñez, maybe should have signed another striker, maybe someone a little bit cheaper.
Danny Welbeck.
Someone a little bit cheaper who could back up Ekitike. You didn't need to go out and spend a club record fee,
$25 million.
Premier League record fee, like when you've already spent, what was Ekitike? He was about 70 something million,
78,
80 million,
rising to 90 or something.
Yeah, like you've spent big money on a striker. Sign a backup, let him thrive. Don't sign someone who's exactly like him for more money.
Just a few years older.
Yeah, it was just absolutely just pure greed. I didn't really understand that one at all. But hey, these wasn't us.
These wasn't us.
Yeah, it is. Like,
we haven't lost 4 games in a row.
Again, on paper, that transfer window could go down as the best of all time. The signings that they made, the names that they made, the money that they spent.
449 million spent.
Like, again, using the phrase on paper, they should walk the league, but they're actually worse. Like, they won the league last year, spent 500 million on world-class players, phenomenal footballers, and they're worse.
You gotta get the balance right, man.
Yeah, it is. Like, people just don't fit. Like, and Kirkes has been poor. Frimpong hasn't done now.
Frimpong's not getting paid right
been
back.
Shite. Like, yeah, it's been awful.
Yeah, Isak's getting on the headlines, but it's
like Ekitike started brilliantly until Isak came in.
Isak benched him.
Yeah. Oh,
how's that working out for you? Not very well. We got 125 million and ended up with big Nick Woltemade. Business of the century, that one. If you ask me, what a signing that has been for us. And long may Isak's flop at Liverpool continue. So what happens when you got too many people with too big egos, man?
Yeah, certainly
seen
is.
it before at Real Madrid. We've seen it at other places. We got Salah, wanting to be the main man. You got Ekitike coming there thinking he's going to be the main man, the number 9. You got Wirtz coming there for big money shake his pants. So yeah, terrible. Absolutely terrible. But we all can joke about Liverpool and that. And then I see some people on social media last night saying, well, Newcastle just got beat off Brighton, Newcastle are 13th. I get that. We'll get on to that. But it still doesn't take away the fact of what I said about Isak.
Yeah. You can deflect things all you want. It still doesn't take away the fact.
Point remains the same. But I will go to Newcastle. I will say it is a worry that we seem to have a real lack of creativity. And, Eddie Howe's even said this himself. Eddie Howe said that, and as the title suggests here for the podcast, Woltemade needs help. He says we need more goals from elsewhere on the pitch. And what we did so well last year was, Isak got all the headlines, but Gordon got a lot of goals. Barnes even got a lot of goals. Jacob Murphy got loads of goals. The defenders chipped in with goals. So we need more of that. Newcastle have only had 3 Premier League goal scorers this season.
It's mad.
Woltemade has scored 4. Bruno Guimaraes has scored 2. And William Asula has scored 1 against Liverpool. Hold that. So there's three Premier League goal scorers for Newcastle, and that highlights the need for help elsewhere.
Yeah, of course it does.
And, we take them out Ekitike or more so Wirtz and stuff, and the money they spend. We also spend 55 million on a winger in Alanga who's, apart from in Champions League games, funny enough, isn't quite doing it in the Prem.
Yeah,
needs to step up. Needs to step up.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it is big money. And again, I think because we missed last week, but I think I said a couple of weeks ago, like it maybe just is like a time thing. Like even obviously came here to play with his Swedish teammate in Isak, and that obviously hasn't worked out. But it is like a new team. Like I think Eddie Howe is a very demanding manager. Like I think he's quite tough with like his tactics and his demand for fitness and running and pressing and all that stuff. So maybe it is just kind of getting used to a new style, a new system, new teammates, new manager, all that stuff. But yeah, he is big money, and you want to see it pay off, and I think it will. But it has been a really disappointing start so far. Like, and I think I have had patience for every game that he hasn't maybe performed so well. But yeah, I mean, I think after the change yesterday, Jacob Murphy was sticking them both straight into the box, just so much more direct. Like just getting it in, like get the ball into the danger area. You've got a 6'6" striker, whack the balls into the big man. Like Ekatike, Alanga, I just don't really know what he's doing. Like he's just like obviously he's fast, but that's all that he's really shown. I think after maybe in the Union SG game, I can't remember which one it was, but Eddie House in his press conferences, like his crossing's brilliant. I'm like, is it? I haven't seen one.
I wouldn't say that.
I've not seen one good cross from him yet. No, he's brilliant at running, and he's good on the ball and he's fast, but that's pretty much it. Like, there's not really a lot of creativity outside of that.
No, there's not. It's Elang St. Maximin at the minute. Do you know what I mean? It's not Alan St. Maximin, it's Elang St. Maximin, because it's just everything but the end product.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We need to see more. We need to see an assist. We need to see goals. Then hopefully once he gets one or two, it does give him a boost. But he does need to start stepping up, right? Or Jacob Murphy needs to step back into his position.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I get the need for rotation, and maybe it's just trying to kind of see Alanga through, keep giving him minutes, keep trying to hope that it sticks. Like I think when it clicks, like maybe it's a goal or assist, it'll give him some confidence. So taking him out of the team might hinder him. But yeah, like Jacob Murphy's a lot more creative. He's a lot more clinical with his assists. He's already got 2 or 3 this season. He's got more than what Alanga has. He's probably got more than everyone else has, to be fair, in terms of wingers. Yeah, he always like provides like a danger. He's always like willing to take on a shot. So yeah, I mean, I think you just got to go with what's working. What are you getting the best results out of? And that's Murphy.
Do you think Alanga could be more suited to a super sub than kind of what Howe sees Harvey Barnes as?
Using his pace and stuff.
Yeah, just pace, tired legs, getting behind, mix things up a bit, because I think how well Murphy did last year, 20-odd goals and assists.
He hasn't deserved drops at all.
Nah, not at all. Nah, not at all. Bring back
Liverpool.
Yeah, exactly. They probably will. They'll be like, he's like, why are you really shit? He's like, well, I haven't got Jacob Murphy yet. All right, well, start with
100 million.
Get him in. But Murphy, for me, should be back in that starting position. I think Alanga should need to work for it now and warrant his place, because apart from, I think, away games and the Champions League away games, you mentioned Union SG, I think that's his strong point. I think when it's at home and stuff, I think Murphy, for his overall hard work as well, I'd bring him back in. I'd bring him back in.
So we've got Benfica tomorrow night at home. Would you start Alanga in the Champions League or give Murphy it while we're at home?
I'd start Murphy. I'd start Murphy. It's going to be a tight game, or it's going to be tough with Jose being there as well. He's like the main games and tactics he'll play. Exactly. So
snatch and grab a 1-0.
That is where Alanga could probably come in handy if he does come on second half to try and get in behind, to try and break up things. Because for the minute, I think Jacob could come in, and you've got John there seeing I drop Gordon as well. Barnes to start. We'll talk about Gordon now, because it's not fair just putting it all on Alanga.
No,
he's got to have time to get used to his new teammates, all the rest of it, our style of play. But for me, that's not a massive excuse. That's warranted. But Gordon as well, man. He plays for England and he looks unbelievable. You know what I mean? He looks like bloody John Barnes back in the days, prime player. His goal last week, getting man of the match for England. And when he plays for Newcastle, it's starting to get a bit frustrating, where he just gets down the lane and then slows down, checks back in, and nothing comes of it. He's tried a few shots this season where they've just went well over the bar or well wide, and he's just nowhere near those levels that he was at for me, end product wise, the last season or two.
Yeah,
so he needs to get on the mark as well.
Maybe the haircut.
It probably is the haircut. You know what I mean?
It's the Maximin band.
Exactly, they're both like St. Maximin.
Anthony St. Maximin.
Anthony St. Maximin. Both of them. Stop the hairband, stop the long hair, and get the balls in the box.
Get your haircut and fuck the whips and passes, man.
You're naked strand. Hey, your haircut. We don't want to see it. Honestly, the haircut's no good. Get back to the show. Get back to the show fringe. You know what I mean?
Get back to the Claire Bolden look.
Claire Bolden is where it's at. So Gordon, is that something then that how could look at them? Would you give a mention to Barnes? I suppose he did come on and, well, like you said about Murphy, he did start, putting balls into dangerous areas a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good kind of tandem to have. I think Gordon on paper again. How many times have I said that this podcast on paper? Everything's on paper.
Everything's on paper.
But yeah, like Gordon is our starter. He's the big money. Like if we sold him, we could get 100 million for him. I think if we're selling Barnes, I don't really know. I think Gordon's market value is a lot bigger. He's probably a few years younger as well. He's like they say he's an England international. Barnes isn't. So yeah, you've like Gordon is the starter. But it's brilliant to have someone like Harvey Barnes, who was probably about a similar kind of fee, wasn't he? Maybe he's a little bit less, like 5 million less.
40, 45.
So it's a similar kind of fee. So yeah, it's good to have them options. But like I said before about, you probably want to start Alanga, but you've got to play what's working. And yeah, Gordon just isn't really working at the minute. Like, and I know Barnes had his criticisms earlier on in the season when he was playing on the left while Gordon was down the middle. Like Barnes didn't really do a whole lot either. But he got an assist against Bradford and he scored a goal in open play against Union SG. Like Gordon's got 3 Champions League goals, but 2 of them were penalties against Union SG. So they both got 1 goal each in open play. And none in the Premier League. So I don't really know who's really performing the best, because I think say like Barnes was sticking some balls in and he might have been looking slightly better, but was he a whole lot better? I don't really know.
Massively impressed.
He hasn't really now. So like I said, no one really is.
No,
like maybe it's apart from
really
Murphy.
not.
Murphy is the best. Best of a bad bunch.
He's the only winger that's mad.
Yeah, so I don't really know what the best direction to go is, because really no one's impressed massively.
No.
So I think they just need to kind of do like a trial by error kind of thing, just rotate it for the next few weeks and see who sticks. Like I think everyone just needs to kind of be told, they need a bit of a bollock, and they need to be sat down and like, look, you're all playing shit. For the next few
the training ground.
For the next few weeks,
everyone.
For the next few weeks, we're going to rotate. Like it's every man for himself. Like not one of you is declared the starter right now. For the next few weeks, everyone's going to get a chance. Impress me.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah. Like the best player will get the starting job when you earn it, when you deserve it. Because right now it's nobody. Like if I could write me ideal starting 11, let's say the on paper starting 11 is Alanga and Gordon. I think that's quite simple, but it's not really, because they're not performing like that. So yeah, like Murphy and Barnes deserve their shots as well.
No, I agree. I think it should always be that. I mean, it shouldn't be decided beforehand. It should be decided what's happening on the pitch and what's happening on the training ground.
Form,
Absolutely, form, not over the name on the back of the shirt, but you always seem to see. It just seems like it is going to be Gordon and Alanga now. It really doesn't until it works, which pretty is hopefully soon.
Like trying to bang a square peg into a round hole. Like it will work.
It will work eventually. Would you sell Gordon for 100 million? Because when you said that before, I instantly said, I'd take that. And, no doubt there'll be links next summer again. It has been every year, really, especially if has a good World Cup.
Probably gone down.
Yeah.
2 years ago, we were linked with that. Like Liverpool were interested in him, and that was the price tag that was slapped on him at a bare minimum, to be fair. I mean, I think I think we quite easily could have been offered 100 million, but we might have even tried to negotiate that. But now I don't think we'd get 100 million for him.
What do you think you get?
Still a fair bit. I mean,
85?
Yeah, definitely at least 70. I think it would be robbing ourselves blind if we sold.
You want to double your money at least.
Like say 80, 85 is decent fee. If we got offered 80, 90, you've got to consider that, I think. Because like he hasn't been like, we know he's a cracking player, and it would be the kind of situation like we said a few weeks ago about Botman. If we sold him, like this was before he got back into form, like when the transfer window was still open and Dan Burn was kind of our starter. He would have said, should we sell Botman? But if we sold him, you know for a fine fact that he'd come back and be class. Like, he'd sound to AC Milan, and he'd be a world beater. Then Man City or Liverpool would sign him for 100 million 2 years down the line.
Yeah.
Like that, I feel like that would be the same kind of thing as Gordon. Like there's a player in there, but he's another one that hasn't really impressed massively in the past year. I think since his red card in the cup against Brighton last year,
he hasn't. Like especially consistency.
He lost his place to Barnes. Barnes was performing class at the back end of the year.
Aye.
And now neither one of them are really. So yeah, like apart from like you say, his goals against Barcelona and a couple against Union SG, he's done out.
No, he hasn't. I think he's been so inconsistent. He shows glimpses, more so in an England shirt now.
Aye.
He
had 3 games out, so he missed like 3.
Look at opposition.
Yeah, he missed like 3.5 games with his suspension.
Aye.
And then the first 2-3 games before that, he was playing as a number 9, which we know isn't his position. So he hasn't played a whole lot as a left winger. Like it's just a small sample size of him this season being in his best position. Yeah, he'd done alright for England, but he's just not doing it for Newcastle.
No, and I am going to keep the faith with Gordon. I do think he will come good again. I think he could have a strong second half of the season if he stays fit and he gets a few goals, get a boost in him. But again, like for the price tag and for the way he looked though, like 18 months ago, he looked unbelievable. He looked like one of the best wingers in Europe. Like the goals were there, everything he touched turned to goal. The assists, the link-up play, everything was brilliant. But for now, it just hasn't quite been happening. I think if he did go and have a really good World Cup, that would put him on the map. And then you would see a lot of teams interested. Not just English teams, not just probably Liverpool again, because obviously they got rid of Diaz and stuff. I think you would see teams abroad interested as well. You could see like a Napoli interested. You could see some.
If you went
some
to
big
like
teams.
Italy or Spain or something, you'd look world class.
Well, yeah, he would
tear it up.
massively. Aye. So, and he may fancy that. He looks to me like the type of lad that would test the waters abroad. So you could get a big offer.
Scott McTominay can be the best player in Italy.
That should give you a load of confidence. To go and enjoy yourself abroad. But yeah, we'll talk about that at a later date there. But the point remains the same, that the creativity, the lack of creativity, is a issue for Newcastle. We do really need to see some more goals from other areas of the pitch. I've seen a lot of panic online getting over the weekend. A lot of panic on the YouTube match reaction video that I did post Brighton defeat. Some ludicrous calls for Eddie Howe and all this sort of nonsense. Just because, what is it now? 2 wins in 8 or something in the Premier League, and they've been against the poor sides like Wolves and Forest. We're 13th on the table as it stands. I seen a thing the day. Opta Stats, they did a predicted Premier League table update from the current day, and that is Newcastle to finish in 9th, is what they're suggesting. Could that be a realistic end finish for Newcastle? 9th in the league come May?
Nah, bollocks.
You think we're going to finish higher than that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, how many games are we in now in the league? 8, 9?
8 or 9, yeah.
Probably, I'm not barely that. About 8.
Have an update on the league table, because there is a game tonight as well. You got West Ham, Brentford. It's 8 games played. Newcastle are 13th, as I said, on 9 points. Obviously, we want to be in and amongst the top 5 once again, if 5th gets Champions League again. But even if not, Europa League wouldn't be the end of the world. We're 5 points off Chelsea in 5th.
Yeah, 1-2, drawn 3, lost 3.
Yeah.
Really not the end of the world. Like, we started last season
good goal difference
worse. Like, maybe we were scrapping some undeserved wins together last year, but we were in around about a similar position. We're in like the bottom half or kind of mid-table around about this time last year. We were shite this time last year, but we still managed to win a cup and finish 5th and get Champions League. So it's still far too early to be like predicting how to Opta get these stats after 8 games. Oh, you're going to finish 9th. How does that work?
When is that?
Where have you getting them stats?
Aye.
That's
absurd. I put it out in the context because in Ange Postecoglou's first season at Tottenham, they were first after 10 games. So it's a waste of time listening up to stats. Tottenham were first after 10 games in Ange's first season. They finished 5th or something. So you can't go too soon, man. It's not even Halloween yet, right? It's not even Halloween yet. Don't worry.
Literally,
but many people are.
If it was still like 13th around about January, like I know maybe he's got the January transfer window, or might be panic buying, trying to sort things out, but no, I'm not worried. Like I said, it's not even Halloween yet. Like, well, 2 months into the season, 8 games, we had fucking 6 international breaks. Like, no, I'm not worried at all. Like, we've got plenty of time to turn it around, and I believe we will.
All right then.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I think we've got the good squad depth, but for some reason, like a lot of players, like say we've got 4 good quality wingers.
Anyone's firing.
Not firing. Like, we've got Hall and Tino out. Haven't really got like a proper left back. We've got 2 young centre backs still trying to like form that partnership. We've had Shaw out for a few games. Woltemade still getting used to the Premier League. Jacob Ramsey's been injured. It's gonna come, man. Like, we're gonna click eventually. Like, I thought we'd probably done it with around about the Union SJ win and the Forest win. I thought that was around about the time we were going to start clicking. I mean, it's only 1 game since then, to be fair. It was only like 2 weeks ago, 14 days ago or something that we played Nottingham Forest. So then we've had the international break since, and we've lost 2-1 to Brighton. We didn't get beat like 6-0. Yeah. It's not panic stations.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I think we've just got to just kind of hold the horses a little bit and just kind of trust the process. And I think we will get there.
I would give it until, not saying give Howard until the next international break, but give the opinion until then. I'll judge it on the next international break. We've got 6 games or something before the next international break, November. Big home matches.
Quicker. It's only a month, but we've got
6 games in that period. The next 3 games are all at home. Benfica Tuesday, Fulham Saturday, and then Spurs Wednesday in the Carabao. So after those games, after a few more Premier League games, the fixture list is looking a lot better now. Like I say, Fulham at home, got to win that one. And some really winnable away games now, like West Ham and Brentford, who are going to be, in the bottom 14, 15, you'd think. Past those stages, I would hold off for now before people start getting carried away and overreacting on the league position.
I'm trying to get one manager fired again.
Yeah.
Just every year.
We did that last year and then we ended up winning a trophy.
Every year. How out?
Aye.
Relax, man.
Yeah. A couple of bad results. Get them out. Enough.
And Forest have slacked 2 so far. We're only 8 games in.
Yeah.
4 games apiece.
How's that working out? How's that working out? So if it was Kate to predict instead of Opta, where you saying we will finish at this early stage, even though we've just said it's pointless?
Yeah,
I'm going to stick with 5th. I've said that.
I think around about 5th. I don't think we'll break top 4.
Nah,
so yeah, 5th's all right. And even if that gets you Europa League, it might not get you Champions League again.
No,
we're lucky to get it last year. It's not every time that finishing 5th gets you Champions League. But yeah, I think Europa League's fine. I think it depends on how we do in domestic tournaments in the Champions League. If we're going to have a really good push to the season, do ourselves proud. Like, and a lot of people might look at it and be like, "Oh, you haven't won out." But I think success is subjective.
Yeah,
like, you just kind of do what you kind of can do and make do with your circumstances. I think if we get to the knockout stages of the Champions League, 5th in the Premier League, win the FA Cup. That's a phenomenal season.
That would be all right.
That's
win
a phenomenal season.
I'd finish 16th. That meant win the FA Cup.
Yeah, true. That may be a little bit ambitious, but even if we got to the final or something, say final of the Carabao, semi-final of the Carabao, final of the FA Cup. I think that's a decent season.
Yeah, me too. There's plenty more time to talk about league predictions and season finishes and everything. But
a lot of games to go.
There is a long way to go, and people need to recognise that because they're so quick to just jump the gun now, man.
It's football. Like, a lot of people are like short patient.
You see, like Liverpool fans yesterday saying slots 4 games in a row, unacceptable. Time to get them out.
It's mental. You won the league last year.
And I won the league. And I signings aren't working out, but just because you 4 games in a row,
it's
not
early, like it's a lot of signings. Like, they sold a lot and they brought a lot in. Like, it's probably just going to be another kind of time where it's going to have to click. Like, you didn't bring anyone in bar Chiesa last year. It was scored the goal in the cup final. But other than that, didn't really do a lot. Didn't make a single signing. He had Trent, Salah, and Van Dijk in the last years of the contract. Like, he had like a big job to do. Like, I thought the post-Klopp era would have been a failure. I thought Slot would have finished maybe 7th, especially since he didn't bring anyone in. I thought he would have made a few of his own signings. Bar Chiesa didn't sign a single soul. Still managed to piss the league. They were class in the Champions League until the knockout round. Looked like they were going to piss that now. Got the Carabao Cup final. Didn't really work out. And then, they've made a ton of signings, spunked loads of money. It might just be a case of just waiting for that to click as well. Like, I think they'll come good. They'll be all right.
I hope not. But
I hope not either.
Maybe. Should do for that money. Ellie Anderson. I did a video on this last week. Eddie Howe was asked about it in a press conference. Would love to have him back in Newcastle. Continuously linked to a move back to the Toon. Is that something Newcastle should be aiming for, Kegan? And would he actually start if he came to Newcastle? Because just like people maybe, jumping the gun there and saying that, Eddie Howe, is he a time up in other clubs? And people are saying about Joelinton on the weekend, saying, he did give the ball away from their goals. He has looked a bit off it. But again, people are too quick to be too harsh. Would Elliot Anderson replace Joelinton if we sign him in January or the summer or anybody? Never mind just Joelinton. Would Anderson, would you sign him? What would the price tag be? And would he actually start for Newcastle?
I don't know, because I feel like we'd be in the same situation where when we sold him, and I think he struggled to maintain himself in our team because of maybe his position. And I think he is quite versatile, so I think he can adapt to a few positions. I think we played him mainly on the left wing, where I think he was really good, to be fair. But yeah, I think he's maybe his best as like a number 10. I know he played for England in the 6.
Did really well in the 6.
He can play centre mid, so he can play the 8. He can do anything he wants to, really. But I think when we played him in the 8, he was good. When we played him on the left, he was good. But I just don't know how you get the best out of him, because I think his price tag is going to skyrocket. What did we sell him for? About 40, 30, 30
35.
35. Like we're going to have to pay a big bag for him. And I know Forest won't want to sell him. And we're stupid enough not to add in some sort of like release clause or sell on or whatever it is. Like, shocking business, to be fair. So yeah, I think we have to pay about 70 million for him, especially with the way that he's been playing. And now that he's an England international, he's been man of the match every single fucking game that he's played. Imagine if he has a World Cup in against America and he's absolutely lighting it up for England on the international stage. It's going to be 100 million.
Oh, he will be.
Yeah, so
especially trying to do a Marinakis. Yeah, good luck at that. Like,
Marinakis,
right? 350 million, mate. Aye, Gibbs White, so that'll be tough to do.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd love to have him back in whatever role. I think even in rotation, but if you're spending that much money, you're not rotating him. I think that's the problem. You would pay big money, and then how are you going to fit him in? That's the thing. I think that's what you need to work out before signing him. You can't be spunking 70 to 100 million on him and be like, what's your best position again?
Like Liverpool.
Literally. That Verts, where does Verts play
do
again?
it.
I'll spend money on him anyway. Yeah, something there,
Yeah.
yeah, so I'd love to have him back. Obviously, Geordie boy, one of our own. Love to have him back. But yeah, it's just how you fit him in. I think he came on leaps and bounds since he left Werner. I think the move for him was brilliant. I'm happy for him that he's playing so well and is now like establishing himself for England as well. Great to see your local boy doing well. But it would be even greater if he was still wearing the black and white. I don't know how you bring him back and continue to increase his development because he's still only about 23 or something like that. He's still a young lad.
Still young, aye.
Yeah, still got time to grow
Needs
as well.
that game time as well.
He does, yeah. And I think if he came to us, it would be like a rotational thing. I don't think you'd go straight to the 11. I don't think like if you pick on Joe Linton, would he go straight in ahead of Joe Linton? They're just different style players. I think Joe Linton, when he's fit, obviously, and he's performing, obviously erase the Brighton game from your memory. He works with that midfield three so well. I think him, Sandro, and Bruno just are very, very different style players, and I just think the dynamic fits so well, like a complete jigsaw. And yeah, I think if you take Joe Linton out of that, like we often do look worse. Like back end of the season when we replaced him with Joe Willock.
Terrible.
We're so
That's the problem. You replaced him with Joe Willock.
We missed his physicality, but like no one plays like Joe Linton, and that's why everyone in the league hates him.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's maybe a bit too physical, but I think that's like I just think the balance is just so good. I think them three are absolutely phenomenal. And I think someone who's not as physical as Elliot Anderson would be kind of like losing that sort of like aggression in the midfield.
I think what I worry about as well is obviously Eddie Anderson has kicked on massively because of the game time, because of we're coming into the fold and having that opportunity and taking it with both hands. But then do we end up in a situation very similar with Lewis Miley, where he then is shunned out even more? If you don't sell a midfielder, because the way I see Anderson come back, and I would love him to come back, but the way I see him come back and starting guaranteed is if we did get a big offer for Tonali next summer, something like that, and someone got sold. That's how I would see Elliot Anderson guaranteed. Because, like you said, we'll see how it works out with who we would replace and stuff. But I mean, I would be tempted, but definitely right now, I would definitely start him over Joe Linton right now. But long term, that remains to be seen. Really, like we kind of just put shade on Joe Linton just because he's had a bad couple of games.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like Miley's development would suffer massively if he came in, because then when is he ever going to play? He wanted to go out on loan himself this summer, Miley, and we stopped the move to the likes of Ipswich, who wanted to go and get him in and give him that valuable minutes and see him develop. Miley needs action, and he's not getting that much now. He couldn't even start at Brighton when there was all these injuries after the international break and all the travelling and everything. So, how much game time would he get if Eddie Anderson was thrown in the mix and none of the main starters got sold? I feel like got Ramsey, who spent 40 million on.
Yeah, I feel like Miley's going to be another Elliot Anderson. I think we will end up selling him in the next couple of years. Kind of like Sean Longstaff's obviously one of our own as well. Like with the takeover, he's just kind of been bled out because we've got huge ambitions. I don't think we've got time to be patient for academy kids to come good. Like we're going to spend money. We're going to spend more and more money as the years go on.
Yeah.
And obviously he's not going to get in our starting three right now. We're going to continue to spend if it is like an Elliot Anderson, for example. He's just going to continue to struggle to get that game time. Like he's not getting it now. So yeah, I feel like he's going to have to move on to get more game time, and he'll probably go to another Premier League club, and he'll end up starting for England and getting man of the match every week. Like I can just say that. Like I just don't see a way in for him. Like I say, if we sold someone, say it was Joe Linton, any one of them, if it was Joe Linton, Bruno, Tonali, whoever it is, would replace them. Would spend big money on getting some big international player in to replace them, because I think would maybe shit the bed a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like it's not like when we sold Isaac, because it's like, oh well, we'll just play Sula. Like we had to go and get like both Woltemade and Wissa, because we didn't trust in the young lads. Like it's going to be the same for Miley. He's never going to. It's a bold statement, but I don't think he'll ever be a starting 11 player for the club on a consistent basis.
I can see that.
Bar rotation, obviously, if someone took a big injury and he steps in for them, yeah, I could see him replacing someone, but only in the short term.
We'll see about that one. What we'll see about as well is Champions League football. Back at St. James's Park tomorrow night. We've got Benfica, Jose Mourinho back in tune for this one. There'll be 2,500 travelling Portuguese fans as well. Going to start off with a little warning here, Keg.
Warning.
It's the same Polish referee and VAR official who combined to rob Newcastle against PSG in
is
Paris
it?
2 years ago.
Phenomenal.
So get on that with Mourinho's shithouse ball.
Great.
I mean, that's not a good omen, that. And you know what it is? That referee actually did really well in that game in Paris, I thought, until obviously the decision. But that was down to VAR, really. It was VAR that, and then he bottled
I don't get how you
making
can
it.
see the monitor and still give that penalty.
I know, it was shocking, man. Corruption at its finest. But the fact that it's the pair of them back in charge of a Newcastle game tomorrow night worries me. Really worries me. Eddie Howe's been speaking to the media this afternoon at St. James's Park alongside Nick Pope. He has mentioned the fact that we said earlier about Tonali being doubtful due to the bug. Tino, Hall, Wissa all remain unavailable. Joe Linton actually trained despite looking off the pace against Brighton on Saturday, so that could still happen then. Talking about Benfica here, they do have an ex-Man City player in there, 37-year-old Otamendi, who has done well in the past at St. James's Park. Benfica won 2-0 last weekend in the Cup against the second division side, so they probably rested absolutely everybody. So they're feeling super fresh after we've just came out from Brighton and everyone's been playing in the national duty.
Everyone's got bugs and stuff.
Everyone's knackered and got the flu and everything, and they're coming in looking super fresh. They don't actually have any points on the board so far, though, in the Champions League. Benfica, 2 games so far. They were defeated by Karabag at home.
First game.
One of the manager got sacked. So Mourinho wasn't there for that one, to be fair. And then they only got beat by a single goal to Chelsea last time out. Mourinho back in tune. Obviously, Sir Bobby Robson's relationship there with him.
Little magpie, he calls himself.
He does call himself a little magpie, and he's been a little loser, really, most of the time. Loser. Because he's actually only won a couple of times, hasn't he? At St. James's Park, and
he never won for Chelsea, I don't think.
Just in the cup. Just in the cup. I never won in the league. Thanks to Brucey during COVID, he won as Spurs manager, so that doesn't count. But yeah, he's only won 3 of his 12 visits to Newcastle so far, that is mad.
For how good and how long he was at Chelsea for, over 2 stints.
Exactly.
Especially that first stint. He was winning everything.
Exactly.
And came back for a second pop, then ended up at Man United. He spent many, many years in the Premier League with some good teams, and to never win a game in the Premier League until he was Spurs manager.
COVID.
2020 or something.
Mental. Yeah, it is mental. There was that whole thing he doesn't want to win here out of respect for Mr. Bobby. So do that again tomorrow night, please, Jonesy, if you want. Do that out of respect for Sir Bobby tomorrow night.
I think it's a Bobby.
But it is good to have, I was always a fan of Mourinho. He's a proper character, man. Isn't he?
It is. During his first spell, I hated him.
Didn't like that arrogance.
That special one, arrogance vibes, I could not stand him, honestly. I hated his guts. But I think when he left and came back to Chelsea, I did start finding him funny. He is a proper character. I really, really do like him. He's a funny guy.
He was classed in the Amazon documentary for Spurs.
So
good in that.
And that argument with Danny Rose.
And that word of advice for Dele Alli at the time as well.
Look at
how true that came out.
He's seen the vision.
He's seen the vision. He got sacked from Man United when he was actually doing, they wouldn't mind that now, runners up and winning European trophies and that,
he said finishing second to Man United in the leagues, his greatest achievement.
For
how many Premier Leagues and leagues all over the world and Champions Leagues and stuff, he won second with Man United's his greatest accomplishment. He won the Europa League with them and all. And finishing second with this shit team.
You can see
so well to finish second.
You can see again what he's on about there. The visionary, he speaks the truth once again, to be fair to him. But the question mark over him now is has he still got it? In his 60s now. He's been at about 60 clubs as well. He's done a lot, been around the map. Was at Fenerbahce before that. To be fair to him, a couple of years ago, he did really well with Roma in the European competitions and stuff. So is he still a big, dangerous threat for you? It's going to be a bit of a tactical one tomorrow night, no doubt.
It is. I don't fear him as much anymore. I think he's had some...
Has he lost the aura?
Yeah, I think just as he's come on, I think through winning the Champions League with Porto, through his domination of the Premier League with Chelsea, and then winning the Champions League again with Inter Milan and Real Madrid, I think when he came back, like Man United, like I say, he done well to finish second with them and win the Europa League. Tottenham, Roma, Fenerbahce, now Benfica. It's just a bit of a fall off, I think. I just don't really think he's maintained a high standard, and he's been fired at every single job he's had. I'm pretty certain he's been fired. I don't think he's run out of contract or walked out of any job. He's been fired everywhere he's gone.
It's a
So the magic does kind of fall off eventually, even if he does do well. It falls off. So, yeah, I mean...
It's like manager mode on FIFA, and he just jumps
like 10, 15 years ago. Yeah, 10, 15 years ago, one of the best managers in the world, and I would have been petrified to face any Jose Mourinho team. But now, not like... Benfica, no disrespect to Benfica, but... Yeah, Jose Mourinho managed side doesn't really fear us as much as it used to.
You know, it is. Obviously, he's been so successful pretty much everywhere he's rent.
Yeah, you're one of the all-time great managers when he retires.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But with that Chelsea side, you mentioned, he came in, called himself the special one, and he did win the Premier League and stuff and many trophies. But there was also a little thing called FFP and PSR that didn't exist back then. Didn't exist. Didn't exist. So he could go in there.
But loads of Portuguese players, half of his Porto team.
And remember, I have the Porto team with Carvalho's and all the rest of it. And then, some strikers that might not have worked, like Kesman and stuff. Doesn't matter, we'll just spend another
Crespo.
60 million, we'll just spend another 70 million, we'll spend. You got unlimited goals at it, really.
Yeah, you do.
You know what I mean? Unlike us, where if Woltemade doesn't work out, we're fucked.
You've got to sell like Ellie Anderson.
Yeah. So, yeah, but listen, I've always been a big fan of Mourinho's character, personality, and to be fair to him, as a manager, he's done unbelievably well. Be good to see him back in England tomorrow night on the dugout. And I just really hope that Eddie Howe can get one over on him, really, because Mourinho does have that experience over him, does have the big games, the big competitions over him. But I'm back in Newcastle to win tomorrow night.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, like I said, I don't fear them too much, although you've got to respect them. I think it'll be a close one. I don't think it's going to be a annihilation. I don't think it's going to be like a Union SG, which was another one, to be fair. Like I wasn't really super confident about, especially being away. But yeah, at home, I'll always fancy like Benfica aren't an amazing team. Like they're a good team, they're a strong team. So like I say, you've got to respect them. But yeah, at home, we've got to beat them 100%, even if it's just by a single goal, 3 points on the board.
Bash. I'm gonna go single goal. I'm gonna go 1-0.
I was thinking 1-0, 2-1. Like I say, I don't think it's going to be a hammering. But as long as we get that win, I don't really care how it comes, because like I say, I think it is going to be a tough game. There's a good manager, but yeah, we'll scrape it somehow.
Probably Gordon after how much we've stayed him tonight.
It'll definitely be Gordon.
Or Alanga.
Gordon or Alanga.
Any Anthony. If he's want to score, I'm not lost. I'll eat your words. Thank you. I'll actually go 1-0 Chow. Go 1-0 Chow.
Bold.
Chow's debut goal. Have a bit of that.
Woltemade, he's got like 4 in a row.
But you'd be daft not backing him, to be honest. Like, you'd be daft not backing him.
2-1.
2-1.
Woltemade, Gordon.
Nice. Otamendi for Benfica.
Potentially.
Right. We'll very quickly just look towards a really important game after, how much we've been seeing. People are panicking and worried about the 13th spot in the Prem. A game at St. James's against Fulham is always one that we should be looking to win, obviously, where you're going out with the expectation of being the favourite and getting the job done. Saturday, 3 o'clock for that one. Just a quick prediction for that one. The Cottagers. Chicken Cottage.
Fulham can be a sticky team in all.
Silva's a good manager. I mean, they haven't done well.
They've just been. I think Ornstein dropped a bomb before saying that he's going to get extended.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's been linked with all the bigger jobs, hasn't he? He's been linked with Man U, Spurs, and
it's at home. Yeah, like away, like they can be a little bit of a bogey team. They can be like I feel like it can be like a 3-0 either side.
I can.
Like Fulham are so like unpredictable. It's a tough one, but yeah, at home I'll back where. In fact, you know it is. I'm going to get 3-0.
I was going on 3-0.
Yeah, going 3-0.
Bottom one, Harrick. 3-0 against Fulham, 3 points. We'll talk about that more on the channel later in the week. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Drop a like, and cheers to everyone that's listening back on all audio platforms. And once again, shout out to Shiraz Foundation Brew. You want to get your hands on this? It's exclusive at Phoenix for the next week. And then following that, it will be available everywhere. Loads of pubs will be stocking it. So you can get a pint of it, cans here, there, and everywhere. And of course, on the website for Anarchy, that is in the link in the description below. Nice one, everyone. Thanks for watching and enjoy yourself.